Yeah. Progress on the MIC. Do it.
Abasibom Akwa Ibom. Yakbo kono furewa. Yakirong nyina ba kememo. Afrewe ni seria. Me yamuru aya mekururo. Ejerio uba udumino. Remember karanyino. Boy karanyino. Ipo wonto koyen barawo boy pa. Baba God, now you be the boss. Yeah. I throw a salute to. Thank you for the beautiful things where you do for us. Here in Akwa Ibom. Mata ufoko ni ufaiti rongone une hitakisineta marara. Edubini yesem kiko makara. The Lord is good, very very handsome.
Hello and thank you for joining us today. Today our topic is all about Niger Delta and human rights, and our guest for today is the human rights activist. His name is Barrister Iniebehe Effiong. Barrister Iniebehe Effiong is from Itu local government in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. So some of you who are from that side, you should be able to know him very, very well. Yes. Okay. Before we introduce our guests on the show, please, if you are listening to me, or maybe on Facebook or YouTube, try to invite your friends and family and let them know that the Barrister Iniebehe Effiong is on the show today. And if you're listening to me over the radio, please don't stay with me. I will not put too much native language today because of the purpose of our discussion, and so I want everybody to take part and to share with us what we have to discuss for today. And then is on the screen with me already. Thank you, Barrister Iniebehe, for joining us today on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, he's smiling. That's nice. He's a man of few words. He doesn't talk too much. Okay, I want to start by asking you, when did you start practicing?
Well, I've been practicing since 2015, actively. 2015.
So how do you find it since 2015?
Yes, 2015.
Yeah, how do you find it since 2015 till today?
Hello? Can
you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you very loud and clear. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Very loud and clear.
Okay.
So I was asking you, how do you find it since 2015? You say you've been practicing since 2015. How do you find it?
Go ahead, please. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay. I said, how do you find the practice since 2015?
Well, I can only thank God. It's been challenging and interesting at the same time. The legal profession in the country, in Nigeria, is a little bit competitive, and at the same time, there is so much to be done. So, with my background, interest and human rights, it hasn't been easy because you have to constantly come in confrontation with people in government, with the state actors, people who believe they are powerful. So my kind of law practice necessarily or inescapably puts me constantly in conflict with the authorities.
Okay.
But I have no regrets the important thing is that I've used that platform. I've used my career as a lawyer to advance the cause, of humanity. I think that is what is paramount.
Okay. As a human rights lawyer, you challenge governments, politicians, godfathers in the court of law. Are you not afraid of your life?
The politicians who are stealing money, are they afraid? If those who are stealing public funds are not afraid, why should I that is challenging them be afraid? I think it's those whose hands are not clean that should be afraid. I've never stolen public funds. I'm not working for any government, and grace of God, I'm not indebted to anybody. So, what in my hands, my conscience is clear. There is no reason why I should be rejected. There is no reason why I should be afraid of the politicians or anybody.
So now you said you did you fund your, because I know in Nigeria filing papers in the courts never be free. How do you cope with that? Where do you get fund to do that?
Very challenging, very challenging. There are so many cases I would love to take up every single day, but more often than not, I'm restrained by funds and resources. And that is also because I'm very selective, I'm very careful not to, begin to receive funding from sources that are questionable. So what I do is that I take up the cases that I have the resources to pursue. I'm very skeptical about grants, I'm very skeptical about donations. So if I have to take up cases, I should be able to fund those cases. So as of today, I use my personal resources to fight public interest cases and human rights cases that I do pro bono. But of course, God has also been faithful to me professionally. So there are cases that I do professionally that, I use whatever I make from those cases to pursue the public interest cases that I undertake.
Then on your Facebook page, I saw a post there, I think 5 days ago, and you said, I'm going to read what you wrote. You said, during my time in law school as a chairman / president of the Student Representatives Council, SRC, at the Lagos State campus of Nigerian Law School, one of the decisions that I took was that my administration would not pay a courtesy visit to any politicians. I decided that my administration would not receive a kobo directly or indirectly. Throughout my tenure, I stayed with 2 of my colleagues on the campus in a room, even though I was entitled to have a room of my own as the SRC president. As a student in the University of Uyo, I served my colleagues in the faculty in different capacities, including the student parliament. So, I want to ask you, are you saying that you've never been bribed, indirectly or indirectly?
I've never been what? I've never been what?
Are you saying that you have never been bribed? Like, like giving you some money to burn some things in one way or the other?
Anyone that wants to bribe me must be very courageous. Even be able to look at me and say that. Trying to make my own thing. I don't think to make offers to me.
So the answer
I think
is
I'm
no.
above that. I do not think anybody wants me with money to change my issues. The point in my life, money is useless to me when it comes to the thing.
Because there was a time I heard that some group of politicians were paid you to contest against other parties, and to the point that some group of religious people suspended you or banned you or something like that.
Please, can you repeat the question?
So what I'm saying is that there was a time, maybe let me say, a rumor was all over the place saying that you were banned from some by some religious association or so, because one party were paying you to attack another party.
Which party?
Let me say like APC was paying you to attack PDP, something like that.
I don't think APC has money to pay me.
Okay, that means the answer is no.
Those are just rumors.
Oh, I think we
think there's any Poland that can come out to say that he can influence me. I don't think that's such a person. Any position that I take is purely by what I believe. But of course, because of the environment that we come from in Akwa Ibom, people cannot understand why I will do the kind of things I do.
Oh, we
That being
have
sponsored
problems
some political interest on. So it is understandable. Given the background that I come from, a state where politics determines. So people would always believe that for you to do some political interest.
We're having problem with his network anyway. So I don't know if... Are you still there, Barrister?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, you were point frozen. Okay. Let's talk about what is happening in Akwa Ibom. You took Commissioner for Health to court. Do you want to tell us about that?
Go on, please.
So the question I'm asking, that we heard that you took Commissioner for Health, Akwa Ibom State, to court. Can you tell us the reason? Oh, we're still having problem with this network. It's not flowing.
Yes.
Yeah. Progress on the MIC. Do it.
Abasibom bion kwa ibom yakmbo no furewo yakirong nyina ba kememo afrewe ni seria menyamuru aya mekururo eterio uba udomino beme mero karanyino ndoy karanyino ipo wonto yen barawo ipa Baba God, now you be the boss, yeah. I throw a salute to. Thank you for the beautiful things where you do for us. Here in Akwa Ibom, Mata for new faith on a gunegita is net a marara. Etugini ASM kikom makara, the Lord is good, very, very handsome. Poma for no frewo, MMU for your, you know. Ayakan nangi bongana banyen to woman a fanny netamam kasa. Etena murago. Let peace and unity, prosperity be in Akwa Ibom. Abasibom yo Akwa Ibom. Yakpo polo frewo. Yakirong you never came mo. Yakfrewe ni seria. Me yamuru aya mekururo. Eterio uba udomino. Beme mero karanyino. Ndoe kanino. Ipo wantu goyen para wawe ipa sankemeno. San Gemeno, Afrewe San Gemeno, Yagi Top Gemeno, Yak Papa Frewo, Yagiro Bakememo, Bemero Caranino, that's you know, we all want to go as we wake up every morning, the part of our house is for the journey. Better go to follow us, them wuru people no go see us, we lie. We go count up